If they don't win on this map, 5 finals lost in a space of a year, okay, I tell a lie. I take everything back that I said before. How do we feel about this?
I really like this, honestly. I think they may be getting out of this mental state from last game, and they have been refreshing, and it can be very motivating to play something new. So yeah, I'm very excited with this change.
Yeah, I mean, last time we saw them, it felt very much like the Kayak show on Fracture. But of course, going into today, I mean, we've got Voot and Miniboo playing that, leaning again into that double duelist. Of course, we saw Voot on the Tejo last time they played Fracture. So it's nice that they're actually deciding to lean into that. And I'm also happy to see Miniboo on the Yoru and not that Neon, because we saw how much that Neon wall was just getting him killed in the past.
We did indeed. You know, this move away from Tejo, once again, they've just decided to do it. They decided to do this in the grand final, but hey, Fnatic cannot prepare for this, and if there's anything they need right now, Pansy and Hypok, is to be unexpected.
Well, Heretics need to dig deep now, Mike. They've got their backs to the wall here. The first 2 maps, well, the first one, I'm sure they'd sooner forget it. The second, there were signs of life in that second half. We saw Miniboo come online. We need others to join him now.
This is certainly a concern, though, looking back at this. Yes, it's a positive to see the composition come out, but element of surprise being the game plan in the grand finals, especially now, after conceding the first 2 maps, certainly a concern. If you're a Heretics fan watching this, they need not remind you 13-6. The previous meeting here. Actually, yeah, Fnatic win this series. No EMEA team will have a positive series record against them. I think that just
sums it up,
yeah,
right?
It does. It really does.
Right,
it's a
Heretics.
tall order, nonetheless. Have to try and ride the momentum of again, the consolation of building a comeback in the second half of Icebox. Drag that across now to Fracture. Fnatic really looking to pressure the backlines early on here. So it's going to get herded in here.
Yeah, because they can't disrespect the molly. Kayak just needs to get your gun out. Ooh, it got a little bit messy at this point. It's an extended fight that Kayak's finally tipped into Fnatic's favor, but Benji and Woot's still alive here, and Woot, oh, that's gorgeous from Woot. That's what the doctor ordered. Heretics picking up the pistol.
Fnatic almost caught completely off guard by the second layer to this. The 2 players from Drop. Maybe just expecting somebody to come back across the ropes potentially, but not really sure who it was that ended up falling to the molly here. There's Blue, unfortunately. A little bit of a misstep. 2 big kills from Woot.
Nice.
As
Good
Benji
to see.
to clean up.
Bang! Let's go.
I mean, if you're looking at who you want to see getting active on Heretics, Miniboo with 2, Woot with 2. These are your boys you want to see starting to feel out the game. We already know the Fnatic are up to the task. We know that Kayak is firing on all cylinders. We've seen every single one of them. See if it can be replicated now going forward. Clean affairs to be had here. Fnatic again looking to try and punish. Benji on a Cypher. We know this guy will be calm under pressure. While all this happens, obviously the green light's given towards that A site.
Comes through as well. Plant will follow. Chance here though for Miniboo to get shut down.
Okay.
Kind of disrespecting the drone. Chronicle will fall as a byproduct.
Getting a little bit dangerous near here. Boaster gonna make it out, but so far so good. Heretics mostly maintaining a clean sheet. Yeah, barely scathed here. Yeah, Miniboo and Woot took some damage, but they don't need to overextend anymore. They can leave it onto the others to pick up that mantle. Woot still trying to draw eyes. It's Miniboo closing in. There he is. And yeah, last one alive is Alpha. So as long as they don't lose that Bulldog, Mike, I think they're pretty much plain sailing.
Could almost give one away in the form of Woot, but 3 ends to clean things up. A second on the board for Heretics, and actually the first time they're going to kick off the first half here with a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah. Big difference too. This could be a big moment for them to feel confident. Actually start to feel a bit of positive mental attitude to get them through this. Stark difference to the previous. Now the bonus actually looking pretty all right. I mean, you got those 2 Vandals in there.
Certainly packs a punch. Oh, Awkward silence for a moment, but won't call it just yet.
Oh, I might be calling it. I might be giving this one the call. I don't know. Where's the button? Where's the...
Hit the button.
I'm looking for it. I can't find it. The stage might not turn red, but I can see what it says in game, Michael.
Yeah, I can see the in-game. I can hear
see
some
the
music.
Yeah. Don't be trying to fool us.
See if we do get an update provided to you as soon as we know what's going on, but might just be a little check-in with equipment.
Okay, it's just I think a little check from the admin team. Seems as though it's been given the thumbs up, so actually not an issue here.
A non-issue.
A non-issue. Yeah, rare.
Yeah, we take those though.
Yeah, honestly we do.
Especially ahead of a round 3. As you said, coming in here, there's still some rifles across this purchase for Heretics. It's going to be Vandals. Seeing fist bumps, yep.
Looking good. And I can see the timer is...
It's about to move. It's about to move. It's fine.
There we go, it's moving. Ooh. Nice work. Nice work from us there, guys. No issues yet. Just a little check-in. Okay, so. This is now where we get potentially a big momentum swing for Heretics if they can do some serious damage, or even, I mean, at its most, convert this round. For Fnatic, obviously, this is where they want to really stop that rod. Deny that momentum swing up here. Steadily building towards this B site.
Draw out one smoke from Boaster. And probably fake some steps to sell a little misdirection, but Spike was lurking downstairs here, underneath B site.
You can see Rien's might get contacted, get almost awkward
Alpha's
timing.
tucked, though.
Yeah, Alpha, it feels like it's going to be everything or it's going to be nothing. He's, oh my god, look at this. How much util can they throw at him? But he's still here. He's still standing. He finally gets overwhelmed by a running and gunning Rien's. Clearing sight. They have site control now, but Fnatic want him back fast. You can already see the Kayak's getting closer here. But Fnatic can be forced back by these smokes. Kayak may have got a kill there, but it looked like it was through one of those smokes. And a 3v3. Plant's not in play yet. Time not on their side. And Woot wrapped CT, catching Boaster off. Now Heretics back down to the 3v2 in their favor.
20 seconds though, Chronicle going to stall things out. The Aftershock, and actually Heretics now with a good read on the map, know where the 2 remaining members of Fnatic. Oh, it's going to come down to the wire. Obviously Showstopper invested here, but still got to get towards this plant.
It's okay.
Only about 0.4 left, but Chronicle's here early.
Yeah, and Kron's going to get a freebie on Boo. He had to stick the plant. There was no two ways about it. And bang on. Fault line's there. They know about Kayak too, surely. So Miniboo and Woot, this is going to be rough. Looking to isolate a fight on the side. Woot's now surrounded. He's got problems. And he's fallen. Kayak doing really well, and now it's on Miniboo. Got Kayak to the left, Kron to the right. Flash comes in, he turns. Cleans it up at the end of that. And he's popping the ult. Now do you handle this one? Kayak going to start that defuse up. Ah, that's lovely from Miniboo, keeping calm under pressure. Kayak going to get it to half though, 21 HP. There's only one time he gets to swing on this and he has to choose right! Miniboo! Red Bull Clutch does it, and bonus in their hands.
Ice cold as well, no hesitation from him. Played to perfection here. Kayak unfortunately stuck between a rock and a hard place, but an opportunity there to maybe send somebody across when they cut these sight lines from sight. We'll almost expect that's when Kayak will go for this first defuse, but they actually go to double swing Miniboo when he's on the left side. You see how awkward it was there for Kayak to try and find the kill. So a bonus converted here for Heretics. Which I think the second bonus of the series now.
It's dream stuff for them, right? You couldn't ask for a better start here. On the map that's necessary, the other two you can kind of suffer through, but this one you can't really let it slip or you're done for.
Again, actually on the map that is probably the biggest question mark in terms of the veto.
Yes.
I don't think you would have expected coming into this to be trailing 2 maps, the Heretics. Orb retrieved here, and information for Alpha, but nothing to act upon. Side of things on a crash, he doesn't spot anything either, so not necessarily able to paint a clear picture here.
Chip, gonna need a couple more of those though. Not gonna get any easier either, as they've already diverted through towards Sand, and they're pacey about it too, Heretics. There's a lot of bodies here though for Fnatic, and Chronicle's gonna catch down Mini Boo. This is not out of the woods just yet. Yeah, he tried to do it as quickly as he could, I get it, but in the end couldn't course correct in time to get the aim back in place. Boaster still got a bit of damage, but this does feel like it's slipping away. 13 seconds. I don't think there's much more to be said, unless Alpha would like to give us probably one of the best Sheriff rounds we've ever seen.
85 HP, no shield, needs the first, but it's Benji to seal the deal. 4-0, the lead here for Heretics starting to build. Some of those ultimates going to be on the brink as well. Rian does actually a little further away, but we'll see with a few being invested previously.
So do have to once again touch back in on talking about the early reward for Miniboo and Wu. They've carried it on. They are in absolute parity here. 7 kills, 2 deaths, and 1 assist. Both of them taking the steps together now. And it looks like Fnatic have called for the timeout, it looks like. And probably rightly so. We're getting to round 5 now. They've not really been able to get a grip on things. And if you're looking at who's played this the most, who's shown the most, this is a Fnatic map, really. You've got, since the start of this year, 7 showings on it, 5 wins, 2 losses. Traditionally been very good for them. I mean, some curious losses as well. 1 to, I think it was Na'Vi, and 1 to Foot. But outside of that, for Heretics, this hasn't been a high pick for them.
Hasn't it? Boast has even said previously how comfortable he feels on Fracture in terms of calling. Maybe actually the reason we're seeing such an early timeout, the 4-round deficit to kick things off. See Fnatic probably the advantage here in terms of this ult cycle. Again, it's only boasters available to kick the round off.
Now, the interesting one to me, do remember when Kayak was absolutely absent before, and the one thing that brought him back was that. Big green in the hand, the operator in play for him. That was a huge component of him finding impact. And he's been doing fine this time. Again, it's nowhere near the same case. But with the operator, he is sharp as hell. That's Woot gone. A brutal start and a quick awakening to the adjustment Fnatic have brought.
Rough as well to fall, being tagged through the clone. It's just an early showing of presence, so Miniboo under no pressure to follow that. Benji and Boo on the other side of the map as well, trying to get something in motion. So actually, Heretics might walk back towards this operator. Concern being is Rian solo on the other side.
Yeah.
This cross is going to be pretty awkward for him. So you expect those smokes to come through.
Yeah, the Prowler's going to be seen. That's going to keep Kayak focused this way, but you can see the 3-man
I mean, he doesn't.
pack.
Yeah, he doesn't need to force the issue here, to be honest.
Face your fear!
Goes said, "Oh, don't think it had touched Kayak." No, and I don't know how affected even Alpha was, but Miniboo's gonna isolate Boaster. I don't think they expected him to get past all of this. Alpha, you are a lucky boy there. Almost punished. Kayak still finding bodies though, and Alpha's still standing. Finally removed from tower. Heretics now control the site. Chronicle trying to fight back in through Canteen, and you're right. Ult is now ready. This gets difficult. Picturing that, posting it right up towards that tower side. Rienz and Benji, this is not going to be a comfy one for them. Kayak, eyes locked to this. You can already see that Benji's gone loose, brought back down to earth as Kayak is firing off it. Crashes closes it out. But that's the difference Kayak can have when the big green's in his hands.
A couple of crucial kills for him and for Fnatic. Just one on the board though, and with 2 falling, not necessarily going to be able to establish themselves economically. I mean, target-rich environment for Kayak. Yeah, again, he
okay.
Yeah, the second.
Ah, boo. My heart breaks for you. That's...
Yeah, rough timing for Alpha as well. On the rope there. See now if Fnatic can build upon this or Heretics can find a response.
Oh my god. Again! Again and again. Last time it was Woot, now it's Miniboo. Big impact. And for Heretics, they've got to learn this lesson now. They can't be taking any of these positions lightly. It feels like a shot in the dark. It's a guess to an extent, a percentage chance, but he's guessed right.
Yeah, behind the Prowler as well, so can't fault them for it. Have to try and take that space off the investment of utility, but punished once more. Another opener for Kayak. So other than the Rolling Thunder invested, and Alpha being 1 point away, plenty of ultimates now in play for Fnatic. Actually, boom, a ton of utility sent towards him. Set piece potentially to try and catch somebody off guard.
They're not pathing through sand, so Kayak could have potentially stayed on that. Boaster going to invest the ult to buy time, keep himself secure here. And Kayak trying to find a position to work from, because Heretics are trying to step towards the site. It's not easy though. Kayak even going to pop the ult here. Woot's going to fall, re-ends Boo. The last two standing, and they can't get towards the site here. Oh my word, melted down into position. And Boo's a mile away. We saw him early on. He was down towards that underpass. This position could have been the checkmate if maybe they'd got the site or something else, but 13 seconds. I think we know what's going to happen.
10 seconds left.
Chronicle even noted as well the fact that so much time has passed. Going to be played out of this one, who unfortunately, last man standing will have to concede a second round to Fnatic.
They've got to find an answer to this early operator though. That's twice now, it's had so much impact early on. They're going to have the finances to be able to do it here either.
Not necessarily, no, but again, Kayak, I mean, expect him to remain active. There's
30 seconds left.
not necessarily a clear-cut response to this early on in terms of positioning.
Congrats.
Alpha just say, I'm playing ranked.
I don't know.
And obviously not really able to have much of a say so far, sitting at 1-6, but catch what he said, so. Heretics back in, 3 Sheriffs.
Woot. Oh, the combo. That's heartbreaking. They hadn't really pulled that one out for a moment. And I think even Miniboo catching a lot of chip damage there on 50 now.
Yeah.
Not even getting much chance to play in early now. Fnatic definitely, again, off the back of just that operator coming in, but a couple of adjustments as well here. Ooh, the one with that Phantom left in hand. And he's got to make it work here. A lot of attention drawn towards that A side. But someone's still watching for that drop down from Dish. And Chronicle, unfazed by this pressure. But no one actually watching the peak there. Just the push. And the ult on this one. I mean,
Crashy still finds
doesn't
it.
care. I'll burn for it, he says. As Rien's now 18 HP. That's Spike. And he goes, you know what? I'll go B.
Wow.
I'll get an ult orb.
He's had a chance if he can get a clean 1v1 here, but Kayak already making his way across. Swing and a miss on the first, but Alpha to clean things up. 3 found now for Fnatic.
And it feels like both ways this has been going down, be it, you know, we saw obviously Fnatic with the first 2 maps looking quite strong until that second half of Icebox, obviously when Heretics were back. But it feels very decisive in kind of both camps, whichever way's winning.
A little polarizing,
yeah. We haven't had that kind of back and forth round by round almost. We had, even in this one, 4 in a row, and now 3 in a row.
It's been streaky, yeah. It's really rough, because then, well, obviously, when you look towards the crucial rounds for either team to find a response, again, beyond that, it's not as if, you know, either of these teams have had a cushion to fall back on. It's been fairly brutal back and forth. Obviously now, I mean, Heretics will be able to get a purchase back into this. 1 away from the showstopper as well, 2 for Miniboo. Like I said, they need to dislodge Kayak, find a way to, I guess, navigate that early round risk that is now on the table. It's not much in terms of tools. I mean, Miniboo, really. Riens don't expect him to be able to force him any deeper with the Prowler, because you saw the same issue at Dish, right? The sight line is just so easy for Kayak to pick back up on.
It is going to be a hard problem to find a solution to. So for for Heretics, let's see what they come up with. What is the game plan? How do we want to try and make sure we don't give that opening pickup over to Kayak? Time and time again. And you can see where he's positioned. Is this what we've seen before? Still a couple of seconds until we get this underway. And all eyes turn to the man. Kayak here, steps heard. You can see them trying to almost path up those cages. The Prowler once again sent. He is forced off the angle now. So early work has been achieved. It took a lot of util from Benji. Took one of the Prowlers as well going out from Rienz, but it's going to get them at least Woot's ult as well. I'm pretty sure that's now locked in. Start taking the tour.
Rotation now from Heretics. Ping's coming through, indicating some sort of commitment here, but Kayak slipping into a deeper position once again.
And again, that Prowler, it won't be enough. I mean, he can wait as late as he wants on this, and Crashies took the contact. He doesn't land in midair, so Kayak backs away, but they get slowed down on their push up through A main. Woot looking for a body to punish, but Boaster tucked in towards that smoke. He's got help from Crashies up towards heaven, and Boaster swings it. A little ambitious to say the least, but valiant attempt here. But you can see Fnatic waiting patiently in all these smokes. Heretics fighting hard for every step they're taking.
Problem
30
being
seconds
now,
left.
the next issue being Kayakers still here, still unfazed. That's actually perfect. Kayak almost turning into it here, but actually a swing and a miss on the first.
No, it's the easy ones he seems to miss all the time. The hard ones he seems to land. But Heretics bounce on towards the site, get themselves a plant. And you saw how hard they had to work just to get away from that operator. They've done marvelously at that. Now Alpha and Crashies, they'd love to take away if they could. Finances still certainly on a knife's edge for themselves here, but Heretics, this has been a huge upswing for them. They have to be heads up about this every single round.
They do, yeah. They'll actually get control of the operator themselves. Even there where it feels a little dicey for Heretics, but able to wait things out and still actually capitalize on the smokes being up. Which is the biggest concern. Alpha, unfortunately, just getting to the back of the dome. Crashes 20 HP, don't really expect him to commit towards this engagement. Rienz won't go for the spam either, so Heretics up to 5 now. Still putting in good work here on Fracture. Getting the funds there to actually get another operator on the board, and yeah, just caught it, but I guess behind the smoke, Chronicles Flash just isn't there. As effective as
stick around.
maybe
Like,
Boaster
really
would have thought.
Good job.
Yeah, first time really Heretics have won out in one of those slower, drawn-out rounds, to be honest. First time actually you see Kayak under a ton of pressure.
I do think it takes so much mental focus though, because again, this map has so many avenues of approach.
Oh, sorry, he did actually sell the operator, yeah.
Okay, because he was considering bringing it in. Obviously, we see it in Woot's hands here, but opting against it now. But look how far they've made progress through A main. They pushed off this. They're going to leave Crashies looking over towards Dish push out, but they're going to be here in a good spot.
They've effectively finished it, and they don't need to deal with this trip.
Oh my god, oh my god, Chronicle catches Rienz. That's going to be baffling. No idea that was happening. And Fnatic, I mean, they've given up the B site, but that's fine. They've already got the pick.
Still got this retake set up as well from Alpha. Yeah, gave away the camera there, so not going to have it once this retake gets started, Lauren. Obviously one of the trips dealt with. Looking for a spam.
God, this tempo just fluctuating the whole time. No one wanting to break the silence until then. Woot not leaving that angle, gonna get another as well. Crashies determined to try and trade it, but there's no trade coming in.
Pressure coming through from main though. Do they can't quite pin down the plant? Woot finds a third though.
Okay.
Right, finally shuts him down. There's two of his own.
No way! Alpha helping him out on that one, but Benji! We know this kid can clutch. We know he's good for it, and Kayak's barely alive. He's gonna get it to half, but a 1v1 now. And it's gonna be a fair fight! The spray for Alpha! Gets the better of Benji after all that work from Woot. Rips it away from him.
plant favoring towards Benji here, but in 1v2 has to show his hand on the first, and again, just that gut-dropping moment here for Riens, but Heretics after that, they recover really well. Woot finding a couple of individual engagements here, isolated kills with the operator. This was just beautiful from Kayak.
Take the opposite here.
To really break that post plant apart.
He's a hard 4 rounds, Mike. This is a curious start, but again, we can see the intention behind it. Fnatic trying to take a lot of space off this. Kayak, that's a lot of players here, though, on that corner. Oh, dazed and confused, almost went into that. Easy Boo. Miniboo's then sprung into action. He spotted 1, 2 players. Don't know about the third by Sam. There's a lot of bodies here, and it's still through smokes at this point. It's an absolute nightmare to try and catch who's killing who, but it's Benji left standing in a 1v2 again. We've been here before, all too recently. Boaster on the side.
Alpha did actually retrieve the orb here, so does have the neural theft. Benji, 72 HP, almost has to commit towards this 1v1. Boaster, 3 on the round for him. And a 5th on the board for Fnatic, tying things up. Hang on, did he actually get the operator there?
It didn't look like he did. I don't think so. The observer's confirming it. Love you guys. No, they did not catch that operator at the end, so they're missing. Oh, these trades, though, were just ridiculous, weren't they? Boasted lovely.
Yeah, I mean, it's also kind of heartbreaking because Heretics, again, they navigate the early round, they get towards the site hit, and it's a really chaotic exchange.
5 rounds. Let's go. 2 more.
A really chaotic exchange, but there's just no comfort behind that first layer. Unfortunately, Kayak's got the next best thing when there's light shields on the other side of the board.
Again, when you're trying to be frugal in these sort of rounds, you're maybe a little bit unwilling to invest all that utility again, rinse, repeat, but the second you take your eyes off it, you're going to be punished by it, and Kayak is being just rewarded. Most are going to probably pop in the molly, but I think he's a little late to it, but it's fine! Him and Kayak locking out the side. Heretics not finding that same footing now. Move left. Round walk through the sand, nowhere to be going. In zone flawless. Fnatic tipping the scales here at the end.
A chance to tie things up. First time we'll have such a close affair after a first half. Well, Kayak actually catching Boom with the wall bang there. Yeah, definitely some positives here for Heretics. Map is certainly not over. Still got plenty of this series left to play as well. Certainly some positives to build upon here for your Heretics. One away from the showstopper. Do have Riens' ultimate off rip here. See, on the flip side of things, like neural theft that we did previously mention. And of course, Boaster. But again, this operator in play.
I dropped the spike.
In hand for Kayak. Alpha going to be feeling the pinch here.
Yeah, Woot trying to identify him. That would be a touch, and he's got him. Alpha's gone down, and the gates start to open. Ooh, you can see the caution, though, trying to get that spike across. Oh! Bloody hell, Kayak catches Riens. That's a spike lost. Trying to cross through. I'd love to see it from his POV. Look and see what he can do here. It seems it doesn't matter if there's smokes, cages. It doesn't seem to hinder him. We're annoyed about a flank, but we know it's not coming. Stalemate now achieved. Crash, he's going to find Miniboo. And Heretics struggling to find any safety on this site. Utility now being layered in. Benji can't stand the pressure. Surely not this time. 3 players against him. Looks to isolate a 1v1. Chronicles having none of it. Fnatic pushing up to 7-5.
Claw their way back into this. Find themselves 2 to the good in map 3 of this best of 5. Like I said, Heretics looking much better here. Looking a little more composed. And still there are some of those rounds that just tip in Fnatic's favor.
God. Yeah, brilliant. Right, we're going to have a little bit of treat. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. But you will after this. We're going to head over to Lemonify, who's waiting in the audience with Yinzu.
Well, it's an absolute crime if you don't know this girl standing next to me, because you're an amazing co-streamer for Foot and, of course, Woot's girlfriend. Welcome to VCT EMEA, the arena. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really excited. I think, like, because of the matches, everyone's heart is just beating. Like, whether if you're rooting for Fnatic or Team Heretics, it's really fun to watch right now. A little painful for our side right now, but it's okay.
It's stressful, right? How would you compare this experience versus doing the watch parties here?
I mean, watching is, I think, sometimes it's less stressful if you're winning, of course, but watch parties are really fun. I'm really glad I get the opportunity to do that in here as well. I mean, regardless, it's very exciting, so yeah.
I'm going to pick your brains a little bit, of course. With Team Heretics, did you know that Woot was going to be playing some Raze today? And what do you think of it?
I mean, because I'm a foot talent, I have no idea what's going on behind, but I was excited to see that as well. I think they're really, really successful as double duelists. They feed each other in a way. So I'm pretty hopeful still, pretty hopeful about the, outcome of the match.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very close. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope the rest of the game is not too stressful for you. And I'm going to throw this back to Pansy and Hypok and see how it's going to end.
Well, isn't that the question? And we find out after this 7-5, right? Close affair between the two, but it did feel streaky. Fnatic with a, bit of a run on things. Heretics with their run as well, but it felt like...
Comes back to that same word, polarizing.
Yeah.
Nobody either able to establish control or start off the game plan enough, but at least here, the closest affair we've seen from a first half. Said, do not count out Heretics just yet. Fnatic can get the ball rolling here. Another pistol. Certainly themselves in a position to potentially close this out in 3, Lauren, which would be a statement nonetheless.
Spot on. Let's see what Heretics have for us. What Mini Boo, what Woot can do in this. They handle what this man's been causing, which is mostly havoc. So Kayak taking his time here. Oh, you can see how close these angles are, how dangerous a step out of place is.
Mini boot, a little sharper though. Kayak punished down to 23 HP, certainly gonna weaken the front line.
And the impact of that, look at them now looking back towards A, like that's the easier side to approach.
There's 4 members of Heretics here though. Whether they can get a kill ahead of time. Yeah, actually, Riens finds one as well.
Yeah, this is lovely from Heretics. Oh, it's just picture perfect. Only crashes to try and stand. And in-zone flawless for Heretics to start things off. Mini Boo just looking so uninviting over there. They instantly run it the other way.
Another pistol round to their name. They can carry through that same momentum they found in the first half here. To effectively negate this lead Fnatic have found.
Down A.
Heads come down to Woot and Riens. Locking down main here and Benji to pick up the slack. Certainly looking a little more energetic now on stage, which is a huge positive.
It looked like a somber affair in those first 2 maps, until maybe the second half of Icebox, but nice to see him getting a little pumped up there. Give Fnatic a little bit more of a fight back. A bit close. Was this side that Kayak did struggle with initially before he got that operator out some time ago. That's something that will return, but for now, Heretics just need to make sure they don't make silly mistakes. You wouldn't want to lose to 5 Classics, for example.
Fnatic going to be given opening at the pings, actually. Mini Boo got to be careful, but quick for the task. You say that is caught by the stun.
You're done.
Oh!
You don't miss with this one, though.
That Mini Boo, line him up, man. Line him up. They're just scurrying away like that. I don't think I want to really feed him that ult, actually. We'll go the other side.
Not really another option for
30
Fnatic
seconds
to
left.
find an engagement, but got to be careful, actually. I was going to say, Mini Boo drifting ahead of the box, a chance potentially for him to get spotted on the retreat.
So good with this weapon.
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's even holding for the jump peek here. Confirmation will be found. Boo and Riens find the other two members of Fnatic. Chronicle. Desperate.
You can't stop him. He's trying to do something with this. And it's not looking fair. It's not looking fun, but it's great for Heretics. Another in-zone flawless. I don't want to talk about reverse sweeps. It's way too early at 7-7. But
Yeah, it's way too early. Let's get Fracture out of the way first.
okay, so I just need to get onto Lotus, and then
We need to get to Lotus, then
okay.
second half of Lotus we'll start talking about.
Second half, I have to wait.
Control yourself.
I'm making a note of that. Second half Lotus. Don't lose now, Heretics. Let's see though. The start they'd have dreamed of. Can they build on this, however? Fnatic with a cold start. The amount of flawlesses you heard coming through was there for a reason. So, rough beginnings. Fnatic with very patient approaches.
Certainly is a huge advantage here in terms of the inventory for Fnatic. So Heretics try and slow this down as much as possible. Just got to be careful of the spam here. Actually, we'll draw out utility just on this first peak. See a second smoke, I believe, from Boo. Yeah. So the first to secure B main. Obviously, with cages committed from Benji. Nothing really to offset that. This Heretics composition. Pressure starting to build for them. Fnatic looking to stack back up towards B, but this judge could cause problems for anybody progressing through Arcade here.
Boo can buy time. He's still got another smoke. He's still got his molly. Now they can disrespect it, but still gonna put the pressure on them. The passive reveal, not gonna get anything. You can see that pause for thought here. A little labored, but it's fine. Job done. Both's gonna take down Riens, but this is the only factor that could change it. This judge up towards the tower, gonna get down the first. He survived. He does get caught in the end. Takes away Boaster though, so back down to this 2v3. It's not impossible. Any more kills, and it's actually pretty costly. It looks like there was an adjustment of routing.
I was going to say, Miniboo dropped his weapon for that, so luckily able to get the Bulldog back in hand.
Ooh, look at this post-plant positioning. Woot's done really well. Woot's pathing was excellent for this. They're going to know where both players are. Miniboo, I don't think you can get past this utility though, right? Like, has to just wait it out for those salvos. And they've got bodies now to throw. This Crashes can just take that swing. Now they lose out on 3 Vandals there, Mike. That is a costly round, but necessary for Fnatic.
Absolutely. See if, well, what Fnatic can string together here. Again, almost when you see Boo, you think Fnatic in a position to isolate him. Maybe conscious of somebody playing up close with a stinger or something like a judge actually as well. Unfortunately, Alpha, I guess his ranked struggles continue.
Bless him.
I'll have to go back and check that.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested.
Actually, thing to note here, Woot coming into this now. An operator in hand early on in the half.
Look at this angle as well.
Whoa!
Kayak!
He was just smirking as well, by the way.
I'm without words. Show me that one on the replay. Down to 4 though. And Riens feeling pretty alone here. He doesn't have much help. Benji trying to get closer, but that's a pixel spotted. But Riens not going to be cleared. Tries to get ahead of the stun. But Kayak again clearing house. Miniboo.
Crash is watching for him.
Oh, the timing. This round feels so sewn up for Fnatic. Kayak just can't seem to lose.
34 HP, 3 on the round for him. He's certainly not done just yet. Boo, the last on the chopping board. Kayak's probably going to get a little curious towards spawn. The stun will come through. It's actually Alpha to find it. 2 to the good now for Fnatic. And actually the finances of Heretics going to be stinging after 2 losses. Oh. He's actually walking onto that. Again, this Smoke almost deep enough to set that in motion, almost baiting Woot into peak. You've got to favour, especially a player like Woot.
Your country, bro. Let's go, bro. Nice
Operator in hand. Frustration starting to show on the faces of the Heretics players, Lauren.
Again, they can't really afford to let it slip. As much as we've seen Heretics have a great start in this half, you can see where the scoreboard resides, 9-7. Those first two maps in Fnatic's hands. And Miniboo trying and takes away Kayak. That's a big scalp to claim, though. Oh, that's a...
So, could cause issues here. She able to get out. It's only really Boaster and Crashies to bear the brunt of that. Plenty of ultimates here, though. All Fnatic. Big ultimates. Boaster and Crashies. If they're called upon here in the anti-eco. It's Rians and Benji.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Tasked with holding down B. Can remove now. That'll be the green light for Fnatic. It's going to be forced into an awkward position, but not taking any damage here.
This feels a little bit uncomfortable, but for Fnatic, they've got the side, but you're looking again towards tower a little bit here with Benji, but he's only got a ghost. Okay.
Only a ghost?
Yeah, my bad. Apparently haunting tower like it's free. Look at this, Benji's still up here. What is that, Benji? One's already ridiculous, two's just unfounded. And now Boaster has got to go nuclear here. He's trying to fight forward, but Benji does the unthinkable this round.
Could be a huge swing round here for Heretics. Still going to be a purchase behind this for Fnatic, yes, but a pay safe card thrifty here in round 17. Could be something to pin your hopes to.
Jeez, I didn't know I could curse like this, honestly. This... And the second...
But yeah, the second so rough for Alpha. But credit where credit's due, Benji flipping this on his head. A chance to tie things up. Kayak will have his ultimate here. Rifles across the board elsewhere for Fnatic.
What's this then?
I wish everyone could hear. But moving straight, clean against classics, Lauren.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all
Fnatic
good.
has a 92% win rate against eco rounds. Third highest globally.
Marvelous news.
Mark your calendars, round 17, Fracture. There was a ghost in there, actually. That's it against classics.
Don't start misbehaving. It's a close game. It's 9-8. I need to stay focused. Kayak's got ult. Boaster's got out. Who's got it on the other side? Okay, Woot's got his. Boo's got his. And Rien's 1 away. Mini Boo 2 away. This could be a big old round here.
So that's really the swing round that Heretics
Portal closed.
would have been asking for. Can they follow through, though? Really see much of an adjustment here from Fnatic. The attacking side, but actually Heretics going to get a little proactive here, rewarded. Oh, and actually Alpha can't counterbalance that. 2 clean kills for Heretics. Barely any damage.
I like that. I like seeing them coming up with something new, right? Like, how much freedom and how much damage is Kayak being able to do? Cool, let's face him with 3. It's been great. And then, obviously, Alpha, you can see the frustration almost on his face there, a little bit about it. Just like, you know, unable to get much damage done. But seeing Heretics turning those screws a little bit just at the end here.
30 seconds left.
Showing signs of life.
Fnatic just going to try and sit this one out, to be honest with you. Chronicles out 2650. Kayak does have his ultimate, so purchase will be there. I guess kind of mitigating any sort of swing round that the previous could become.
10
in terms of stringing anything together beyond that. We'll tie things up, though, Heretics at 9 apiece. So actually now with some key ultimates on their side, the Showstopper, the Orbital Strike, Rians and Miniboot just on the brink as well. to get very, very tense here.
Yeah, you can feel the kind of tension between these two teams. Very scared to make these moves. Now you've got Heretics starting to kind of get a bit more creative in moments as well, willing to take chances, which is bold at this point to get it back to 9 apiece.
Yeah, this isn't the risk-taking territory, really, you want to be in the grand finals, trailing by 2 maps.
All right, Scott ult. Looks like he's intending to use it this one. And Crashies couldn't quite get as much info on the side he wanted, and look
Hang
who's
on,
already
Woot's
backfilled that.
backfilling, yeah. A little bit of a standoff. See the cam want to try and set something in motion here, actually. I say whether or not Fnatic are going to progress through B main. Re-ends.
Right there. I'm waiting to see if he gets what he wanted. There's the camera. They're going to be scurrying away. It was a trap play that sends them off, but it feels like they've barely seen each other. We're at 50 seconds, and that was the first real contact we found.
So diligent from Fnatic, though, to sniff this out. Now Kayak helps the ultimate. As he comes through, Woot will fall.
Yeah, the floodgates could have opened them, but Rien stops it in his tracks. Takes a lot of damage for it. He doesn't know about the push-up coming through from main already. The pressure from Sand was there. And Benji now on an island. Can he thrive? And can he even survive at this point? Looking for one, he gets it. Isolates Alpha. Tucks it towards that pillar side. Spam! He's got it! Chronicle down! But you can see already Crashies just shifting past each other in the smoke.
Oh my god.
No idea about it. Crashies on the site. You got something for us, Crashies? You're gonna know there was someone nearby. You're gonna know that Benji was near you. But you've only got 10 seconds. I don't know if he's going to be able to pry these players out of place here. Yeah, it's already faded here. There's too many bodies against them. Heretics, they'll play you at this game. They'll play the trap plays. They'll sit there and be as patient as you are, Fnatic. If that's your game plan, you might need to go back to the drawing board.
Again, it's just so crazy to watch this one play out the way it does. It's only really Rien's to slow this down. Crashies finds the trade, but it's Benji to find these 2 kills that almost seal Fnatic's fate in round 19. Force out a timeout once again.
They've broken the money on this too, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be maybe some, they could get some bits and pieces, but it's certainly not.
I mean, yeah, everybody except Chronicle. I think obviously previously he was the one that was, when he was on that save round, he was one sitting at 2600, so.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, he doesn't look
Well,
bothered.
yeah. He's happy to come in with a ghost here, apparently.
If I say only the ghost, Benji's spirit.
Well. Oh, well.
High pressure game, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, it's a finals, please.
Alpha
Oh,
as well.
God.
It's only Boaster. Boaster's the where's Crashies still awake? Nope.
Nope.
It's just Boaster.
Brilliant. When you're trying to do your little chat, you know, you've done your timeout, coaches trying to get you pumped up, get you focused, you're like, just napping. Just napping. That's affecting every single region now.
Yeah, it's curious of how the purchase will lie. In Chronicle actually trading out to a Guardian. So expecting Crashies and Boaster to buy out as well, but light shields across the board. Can't spot any gaps in utility initially, but can spot a pace change here. The U2 invested early on to set Kayak in motion. It's Woot on the other side with an operator.
And he was pretty good with that as well. Combat opping almost, right? Willing to take challenges. Again, this tempo from Fnatic. They even sat the chairs up yet. Steady work, yes, but it is bloody cautious, isn't it?
Isn't it? I think they're maybe just anticipating Heretics to get a little aggressive, but it's not going to happen this late on in the game on map 3.
Unchecked on? Makes me a little bit nervous. Okay, so Salvo's there.
Well,
Operator
noted now, yeah.
But you're going to look at the util coming in, waiting for that player to slide on up. And Woot's in a lot of trouble here, trying to pick his target. Tower's already taken, he's got nowhere to really run here. And now there's danger. Fnatic crunching on the site, late as anything. But fashionably late at this point. Plant's going to be coming in, and they've done the job now.
player standing.
Naturally, Alpha looking to apply even more pressure. Rians finds a response, but a 1v4 now asked of him to prevent Fnatic from tying things up once more. Good for the second as well, actually.
Get these two separated. I could see how you could maybe get Boaster.
Still got Util though.
Salvos. Teo, fun agent, I promise. Oh. I almost believed for a second. You got me a little bit interested in what was going down there, but slow and steady seeming to win the race for Fnatic.
Yeah, really been able to slow things down here. Yeah, at this point, again, it still felt as if they were going to struggle to find Woot. Actually, he's the last to fall on this side.
Yeah.
The reinforcements come through.
Nice. That's how we play, boys. That's how it's VALORANT is so easy game. Let's go.
Oh, it's an easy game.
Well, it's just an easy game.
I've been struggling
Wow.
so much.
10-10, easy game. Well, let's see just how easy you can follow through on that statement. Ults. Heretics here. You're going to see them, whoa, might actually, yeah, progress through very early on in the round.
God,
this time
feeling
around.
So hard to hold for Woot as well. He's under so much pressure coming in towards that tower. He succeeded on the first though, but fell on the second. Chronicle going to clear tower and take the site. You look at who's left for Heretics, Benji, closest by. The rest are still in spawn. This methodical take that's been working wonders on B is once again there. Benji strikes though.
Down, B.
You can see how disconnected the others were. No one pushed up from that B main cross, hadn't pushed up from Arcade, but Crashies falls.
Now, Alpha has to make the walk of death here in the wide swing. Throws him off guard. Fortunately, the response is found at 5 HP now left for Kayak. To try and find something left here. So revealed by the neural theft as well.
Kayak, 5 HP.
30 seconds left.
Get across to try and find the spike as well.
He'd have to hit.
Still a trip to play off as well.
Yeah.
I got spike.
Hey, tap. Oh god, this all it's just insta-death. Everything can kill you, including the volley. Boo's gonna put him out of his misery beforehand. And Heretics this time handle it. It feels like, again, that one moment from Benji saved them that round.
But a 2-for-1 trade favors Fnatic, but again, they're just still so hesitant to commit towards the spike plant. That's what I believe, yeah, Chronicle falls out in the open, yeah. And this is after the smokes have dropped, I believe, after the cages from Alpha have been invested. Almost a full purchase still available.
Let's go.
11 on the board now for Heretics. Got to argue if Fnatic want to close this out in 3, it has to be here in round 22.
Pace. Oh, what? Crashies! How is he coming out of this looking so calm? The guy is so ice cold. But Fnatic punching right back. They tried to get aggressive, Heretics, and well, Woot's gonna go for it again, it looks like, but Crashies is still fine. He's just towards the corner. Woot looking kind of confused as to where to be really keeping control of.
So now, unable to win out on Arcade either, so they have to retreat. Benji still committed towards A site as well. Fnatic will let this breathe for a moment, allow that pressure to mount on Heretics.
I'm out of here.
Well, actually, consider the possibility of A site. Only Kayak to take some damage here, and it's
Big boy Benji, though.
he's got to go huge once again. Been called upon previously on this site to anchor for Heretics.
30 seconds left.
What you got for us this time?
Less talking, more doing. Wait.
Stalled. 20 seconds. This is getting a little bit dangerous. Benji does survive, but only for a second. Kayak catches, pushing through the smoke, and even with late time, there's still enough for this plant. Woot's options are pretty much zero.
Definitely. Still 5 standing for Fnatic. Stuck behind this trip, so gonna give this one up. Fnatic will tie things up once more. The perch is still going to be pretty comfortable for Heretics. Boo still got the ultimate, Mini Boo with his as well. It's definitely tools to throw at this. But with potentially an in-zone flawless, it could be a bit of a boom to Fnatic here, because yeah, think about it, Boaster one away, Kayak one off as well. Crashy's not a million miles away. Financial reset for Heretics could come at a pretty awkward time here in the map.
I'm worried. I am worried about this. And this was, again, I have to say it, Crashies is such a composed player.
He is, yeah.
It's just how calm he is about everything, how he's handling this pressure coming in, and the tempo change. We saw the Fnatic were taking a very long time on their approaches, letting them sweat, letting them almost marinate right at that point. So to try and take the advantage, I get that from Heretics, but something they don't like, right? And I'm curious if it's Niels and Weber or if it's more of a Boo conversation. I imagine it would be Niels and Weber having this chat.
It would, because like I said, lots of things to consider. And actually, even looking here, not there's a rifle on the floor. We'll have to check back in, but fun's already starting to dwindle now after a few rounds traded back and forth here. So you've got to feel like it's a financial advantage at least for Fnatic in that regard. And they're the ones now with a round in hand can maybe allow things to get a little scrappier. Oh, this looks like just a check-in reminder of a few things here.
Well, you can see the near-on silence from the actual players, right?
Yeah, yeah,
there was no conversation amongst them. Very much just sitting there kind of being talked to at this point, be it, again, they've got a couple of ults here, Mike, right? They do have this ult with Mini Boo, they do have Boo with his as well, and it feels like it feels almost like a game of chicken with when does Fnatic then kick up the pace? Because they're playing these really slow, cautious, and coming out of time like this, it's almost encouraging them to do so, right?
Certainly would feel that way. Certainly would look that way as well to kick things off.
A deep trip as well.
Elf's ready.
Didn't catch anybody out on that though. Almost looks like it was a full retake setup once again. Maybe Fnatic leaning into that. You almost want them to progress a little faster on the other side though. Just now exploring towards Arcade. Lucky that Fnatic haven't followed through on this just yet.
They're targeting almost towards Benji. It seems wild, but we are seeing that investment of the ult from Mini Boo. About that 50-second marker now. Timer starting to become a factor. Didn't see too much, but here comes the play, and Benji once again can't withstand the pressure. It's too much on him. Identifying him solo almost, and creating that pressure and punishing. And Heretics, though, fighting back, clearing through from main. Kayak gets one for himself, though, so keeping it at this 3v3.
Boo to invest the ultimate as well. Kayak now slipping ahead of these smokes now. We'll find one. Mini Boo will fall. Spots Boo as well.
Oh, he's done wonders here. So much from him, but Boo withstands. I thought that was on the money, but no. Crashies is cleared. Heretics not down yet. Alpha called upon 1v1. Oh, he's got it this time. Maybe Valorant is a little easy for this guy.
The Red Bull clutch to put Fnatic on map, series, and championship point here. And the finances of Heretics going to be rattled. Kayak again, just toying with expectations once more.
Well, I thought Heretics had done enough there, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you see the molly, what Alpha has to walk through.
You beautiful man, sit down, sit down. The curse begins, but the pace is off to another big start here.
Purchase is awful as well. 2 rifles, 1 Guardian, a Stinger and a Sheriff for Heretics to keep this dream alive on Fracture.
There.
Rien's was good before, but this might be a shot in the dark. It seems like it, right? Seas goes down, might catch the secondary part of the pack, isolates the first. Boo gonna pick that up. Heretics holding on here. Wood quick to get to that. Grabs that in hands, and Fnatic forced down to 4. Looking for another fight, though. They're just through towards Sand.
Almost Boo considering full rotation. Rien's gonna buy a ton of information here, and actually, Heretics fighting back. There's gas left in the tank, Lauren.
Yeah, they ain't done yet. Crashies and Chronicle. Have to try and command this space. Carve away some of these players, but Heretics digging deep on this one.
This is how we end. Actually, the fault line combination here will actually force Boo forwards a little bit. It's only one kill, but Rienz finds a response once more. Crashes, 29 HP.
And Rien's done so well here. That C's that came in, isolating Kayak from the others, but Crashies has to walk into the Lion's Den here. Woot on top, and Heretics taking us the distance now, tying us all up even at 12 apiece. It's OT.
Almost deserving, of an overtime here.
Hell, look, you know what happens when Alpha stands up. The curse begins. But Heretics happy with that one. They'll take this every day of the week.
Absolutely. Chance here maybe to catch a breath, because like I said, this purchase, awful. Boaster looking a little frazzled there. Really just came down to the utility of Heretics being timed to perfection. As previously it's been Benji to hold down the fort here on A site. Heretics actually reinforce this hold. Kayak, ultimate in hand.
I mean, this was imperative before. Lovely.
Bold to shoulder that smoke as well, though.
That's got to be reinvigorating, though, for Heretics, right? After a really hard fought map here.
You don't ever want to be in a position to try and force overtime with a broken bite.
Yeah.
It's a massive, massive confidence builder for them as well.
Stop opting for the judge as well.
See, this position can do wonders with it.
I feel like it's going to be rewarded, but let's find out. They are very much
Not going to be
nearby.
expecting that in overtime.
They're knocking on the door here. Fnatic got to be ready for what's coming their way. Heretics starting to surround, but it's Alpha to take away Benji. And hello to the judge! Already takes away one. Boast does fall, and Woot gets into the action. It's all on Rienz. A 1v3. As Fnatic held down the site well. That Spike
30
just
seconds
too far
left.
away. Trying to slip back through and pick that up.
I had the spike.
Smoke's fading. He gets away. All three on this side of the map.
He can't really isolate any of those engagements, though. So he has to go huge.
And it ain't gonna happen. Blink and you miss it. Picture perfect in the end from Kayak. 13-12. Map, series, championship point now back in hand. Do they close out this time, or will Heretics take us another go of things?
Rough here as well. Walk into that. Expect Heretics to maybe call a timeout here with the reset and overtime.
Me and you, we're gonna be like a mowing the lawn truck bulldozer.
Mowing the lawn truck bulldozer. Iconic words from the leader of Fnatic.
What does that mean?
Ever the poet is Boaster.
Can you even guess what that would mean?
Nope.
Now, at this point for Heretics, though, the tempo that Fnatic has been bringing in has been very, very slow. We've seen that cautiousness, right? That
But they have
steps.
started to play with that a little bit.
Yes.
Which is why it's got to feel like, I mean, for Heretics, you're almost walking on eggshells.
Scared in
Some
a
of
way.
the and some of these calls in the mid round have got to feel so awkward almost. Fnatic looking to compose themselves ahead of round 26. Said Heretics fighting for survival here in this best of 5.
And they're trying, you can't say they're not, digging into this one. It hasn't been an easy game by any means. We've got high quality Valorant between these two.
I hate to say it as well, Fracture would have been at least in the opening half of this, the one that you would probably call a little more clear cut.
Yes, you would.
This is the one Heretics come alive on.
Let's stay focused on this. We need resilience from Heretics and singular focus from Fnatic. This round means so much, and an aggressive start. Heretics, oh, they take the fight and they win it. A 2-to-1 trade out here. Taking away Kayak, taking away Crashies. That's a big advantage.
Miniboot tagged up though, down to 32 HP. Other side of the map, Alpha not sniffed out just yet. Again, it's not as if he's got space to move into. Oh, spots Rien's, trying to shoulder that angle. Deny the information of the reveal as well. Still question marks here for Heretics.
He's in Benji. You can see the hesitation, caution. He's being kept to this position now. Chronicle maybe looking to tee up Alpha. Trade outs of util. All three heading this way. Be Benji. Support Rien's. Try and deal with this. Second still on that horn. Smoke's up. It's simplistic in approach. Rien's temptation. He wants to walk the smoke.
Considering it, yeah.
And now mirrored fights, bloody hell, they don't know how close they are, 20 seconds. Fnatic needs to move forward here, and it's on a knife's edge, but Chronicle gets the key kill. That's the site open, 10 seconds.
Dropping the plant as well. Boaster will get the ultimate off this. So Molly, Aftershock, and ult here available for Fnatic, and actually used proactively here, maybe to force Heretics back a little bit.
And it gets him in a nice post-plant position, very unexpected. Beautiful from him and unnoted to Heretics' eye. Alpha to try and complement the cross, but Miniboo's going to get the 1v1. Wins it on the crouch peak. Now down to Kron and Alpha. Kron takes away Miniboo. Down to Boo and Rien's. Trying to build in. Held back again.
Aftershock.
Oh, it's huge. Util poured on, force forward. Alpha strikes and Chronicle on the train. Fnatic reminding everyone who they are.
A fantastic performance here in the grand finals. A clean 3-0. Heretics coming alive, fighting to the bitter end, but it feels like, unfortunately today, outclassed in the opening of this series.
Yeah.
Again, there's no shame in that.
No, absolutely not. I think both of these teams have put on a fantastic display. As said, the only ones to do true damage to each other really throughout regulation and into those upper bracket games where they met. But Heretics today falling just that bit short at the end, taken to OT. Gotta say it as well, to my eye, Kayak, what a player. I mean, Crashy, stoic as ever, but for me, it was really Kayak coming alive in a big game. That, to me, was the big thing. We were waiting to see if that was the case, and he looked absolutely on the money.
Absolutely did, and the confidence just brimming. See as well, the whole team, even talking about that earlier on in the cast, how good Fnatic have felt as a team internally. The dynamics, the energy, absolutely deserved, Lauren.
Yeah, it is. Trophy there. It's all theirs now. A brilliant season from Fnatic. Looking vintage, looking reformed, looking brand new going forward.
Finding some of that 2023 magic once more. And yeah, it's unfortunate to only see a 3-0 here, but like I said, it's a testament to just how good Fnatic are. And have found themselves once again, to be honest. Think about some of the questions coming into not just this year, but this stage as well.
Very nice.
No strangers to this sort of moment. Another trophy found as well for Milan stepping into this team. Certainly been lots of improvements, lots of positives to build upon.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant run through and through. And as said, almost wish we went further here. A 3-0 doesn't almost feel fair, but the form that they've hit as of late, hard to deny, really.
Absolutely. Like I said, there's no shame in Heretics, obviously, falling like this in the grand finals. Everybody having their moment down on stage here for Fnatic.
And look, there were doubts about this roster, doubts about some of the changes, some of the pickups, some of the players. I think a lot of those doubts should be corrected now. I think a lot of people now should be excited to what they can achieve going forward. Not much more to say here, really, Mike. Seems it's picture time for the boys. Even Ringer's down there.
Ringers gets his moment as well.
Yeah, maybe he can be the trophy lift. Get him in on it. Oh no, he can hear us. Yeah, it's been a good season for them so far, and it's Toronto now, really, is the big next part of all of this. How far do they go internationally? That is the question, really, on everyone's lips.